Lauren Ashburn. She's in the USA Today building over in Roslyn. Lauren?
Yes, hi Buck and Andrea. We're on the 22nd floor of the USA Today Tower. Over my left-hand shoulder is the Pentagon building with the billowing smoke. To my right here is Joel Sucherman. He is the assistant managing editor of USAtoday.com. On his way to work, he witnessed the plane crash into the Pentagon. Joel, tell us what you saw.
Well, while listening to the radio reports of the World Trade Center problem, there was a sonic boom, and looking straight ahead, there was a jet, what looked to be an American Airlines jet, probably a 757, and it came screaming across the highway. It was Route 110 on the west side of the Pentagon. The plane went west to east, hit the west side of the Pentagon. Immediately, flames were streaming up into the air. There was white smoke, and then within seconds, thick black smoke. Everybody got out of their cars. People were shocked. Then there was another plane that was off to the southwest, and it made a beeline straight up into the sky and then angled off, and we weren't sure if that was going to come around and make another hit or if it was just trying to get out of the way. That disappeared, and we didn't see it again. All right,
describe the first plane again. You say it was a commercial jet. Do you know how many engines?
I did not see the engines. I saw the body and the tail, and it was a silver jet with the markings along the windows that spoke to me as an American Airlines jet. This was not a commercial, a business jet, right? It was not a Learjet, Gulfstream, something like that. It was a bigger plane than that.
And what were people doing? Could you see the effects at the Pentagon at that point?
The Pentagon just turned black, charred, and then the flames came up. We were all worried because it was bumper-to-bumper traffic, and everybody stopped, and everybody got out of their cars. We were just worried if there was another explosion, it would just come, shoot fire at us, and we would all be toast. There was just nowhere to go.
Right. Okay, Joel Sucherman, assistant managing editor of USAtoday.com. Right now we're on the 22nd floor of the USA Today building, the Pentagon over my left-hand shoulder. We're
Andrea and Mike, I'm here with a familiar face, Mike Walder of USA Today. Mike, you actually saw this happen. Tell us what you saw.
I did indeed, Gordon. You know, like everyone else, I was listening to the radio to the accounts of what was going on in New York. I was listening to President Bush, and we were stuck in traffic. We're coming off the exit here, and I looked up and I saw this American Airlines jet coming in very low, and I watched it, and it clipped. I don't know if you can see it over here. It clipped this pole over here.
The emotion
slammed right into the building. Huge explosion, and then utter pandemonium, as you might imagine. I mean, everybody was screaming, "Oh my God!" People started saying, "We've got to turn around." They hit the Pentagon. A frantic woman turned her car around and started weaving her way out. I got out of my car and went over here, and we could see military personnel bringing tarps out and setting up like a triage unit, a number of stretchers, as they you know, you could hear fire engines, it was the sirens as they arrived. They started to hit the building with the foam, and actually we're doing a pretty good job. And then we saw the triage people with the stretchers sprinting over here, but at that point they moved us back, and of course there was a threat of another plane coming here at that time, and I don't know what's happened with that.
Now, you're sure it was an American Airlines plane?
You know, we were stuck in traffic, could not move. I could see the big AA, the silver jet itself. I thought it was a 737. I may be mistaken there, but there was no doubt about it. It was American Airlines slammed right into the building, and there was no doubt about it. Whoever was piloting that plane was aiming for the Pentagon.
And we do know they hit a taxi cab. The plane hit a taxi cab up here on the bridge, the overpass.
I didn't know that. I did not see. I saw the ball of fire, and I saw it clip these poles, and then the billowing smoke, a gray column of smoke, and then pandemonium.
Dave? They're bringing in looks like at least three now more medevac helicopters here. I don't know if that means they found more victims there. We know we saw earlier at least 2 people seriously burned, taken out of here by medevac helicopters. Certainly the people in those offices after the initial fire and
There's another ambulance.
Also, D.C. Fire Department has sent people across the bridges over here to help Arlington fight the fire, which, as you can see, is still out of control. So there's still a lot of activity going on here in fighting the fire and dealing with the injured.
Gordon, I talked to a staff sergeant who was in the building on the 3rd floor. He arrived for work probably around 7:45, and he said when it hit, the doors to the offices flew open. But he did say it was an orderly, it wasn't chaotic, it was an orderly transition out of the building and everyone got out.
All right, this is the scene from right now live at the Virginia Hospital Center where